Hello and welcome. I'm Cal, a Ghana who likes talking about Arsenal and football in general. And today I just wanted to give my opinion on the Nani Madueke situation, seeing that according to Fabrizio Romano, we have indeed put in a $55 million, million pound bid for him. But before we get into that, I just want to say anyone that's harassing Nani personally, please stop. It's not going to change anything, and it's not his fault that the club want is pursuing him, and we are all if we were all in his position, we would want to be Arsenal players ourselves. So please stop being hypocrites. Second of all, if you can consider liking the video and subscribe it and show support to the channel if you want to do so. So now let's get into it. I think I stand with most people when I say Nani Madueke for £55 million is not something I'm looking forward to. It's not something that I think is required to improve Arsenal Football Club at this moment in time. That's not a complete indictment of the player. I just think at the price and for where we are at right now in our project, what we want to do next season, I think it's just a horrible, horrible decision. And it really doesn't make any sense because, first of all, I think the price in it of itself is too expensive and we have a budget that we want to stick to. And second of all, it basically fuels the Chelsea project because me personally, I'm not against signing any Chelsea player. I wasn't one of those guys who was super upset that we signed Kepa. I thought £5 million was fine for a backup keeper, and he was prem proven, so I wasn't really worried about it. But signing Nani Madueke for £55 million is nonsensical, and it just fuels Chelsea's ambitions. And they are traditional rivals, and they are direct rivals in the title race next season. They've been doing a lot of good business, and they've been acquiring a lot of young talent. They've been hoarding the young talent, and you know we they've finished in top four, and they're getting better every season. So fueling their ambitions isn't something that we should be doing. We should be doing everything in our power to ensure that they don't leapfrog us and finish above us or win the title. So I think from that principle, it's a bad idea. Second of all, I think considering the fact that Rodrigo is going to be a free agent and he is available on the market, we haven't gotten 100% confirmation, but let's be honest, he went from starting week in week off Real Madrid to not starting in their last 5 games at the Club World Cup, and he didn't feature in about 3 of those games. So I think the I think it's pretty clear that Zabi Alonso doesn't want him, and he isn't in the plans. And he's going to be a free agent, and we should 100% be putting our hat in the ring for Rodrigo, whether we get rejected or not. Someone of his quality only pops up in the market like this once every between 5 and 10 years. It's not something that you know you can just skip and go for next summer. We missed out on Kvaratskhelia in the January transfer window, and we should not skip out on Rodrigo. Going into the window, I think we can all agree that we all believed that a striker and a left winger were the two top targets that we wanted in the summer. And it's not only us saying that as fans, but according to the business that we've been, pardon me, trying to do in the last summer, because you need to remember last summer our top two targets were Benjamin Sesko and Nico Williams. We failed to get either of them, but we have known that the left winger has been something that Arteta has been trying to get. Hence, the Mudrik signing that we wanted to make a couple of years back there. Then we pivoted to Nico Williams. You can't look me in the eyes and tell me that we don't need a new left winger because it's something that has been on the table. It's been something that we have been considering for a while now, and I believe it's something that we should continue to pursue. The left hand side is quite stale. We need some magic on that left hand side. Now, other than just ranting and doing copium, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying, we should, if we get Madueke alongside Eze and alongside Rodrigo, it'll be fine. I'm here to tell you that that's delusional and that's not going to happen, and I'm going to prove it with the numbers. And also, uh, well, even though we're signing Eze, he isn't an out and out left winger. According to reports, Eze is going to be seen more as a versatile attacking option, and he's mainly going to be seen as a midfielder, and sometimes maybe he will be playing on the left wing. He's not going to be the out and out left winger. So that being said, we are indeed in need of an out and out winger. And just so to reiterate my point and why this is so confusing, the signing is so completely baffling. I've already spoken about, that I don't need to get into great detail as to why Madueke isn't good enough. I think we all know if he's not good enough to be a squad member for Chelsea, because he's not their starter and they're willing to sell him, so he's not good enough to sit on their bench. He's definitely not good enough to sit on our bench. And even if he was just, a little cover for Saka, it still wouldn't make any sense at the price. Now, I'm going to go into our alleged $300 million budget that we said we were going to have, which I actually don't think is far fetched. I think 300 million uh, is probably right on the money as to what I can tell as to what our budget is. So just taking a look and actually putting in the right numbers here. And for your information, the numbers that I put in for all our signings, these are people that we've been linked with, people that we've been strongly linked with, and what I think is probably going to get done, and the potential other links as well. So, and for these numbers as well, I included the full package because I believe that Arsenal has been putting in the full package for these, and that's where the 300 comes from. So I put in the Kepa signing for 5 million. I put in the Zubimendi, which was 55.8. I put in the Norgard signing, and this was including the I think it was a 10 plus 2, but I put in the full 12. Mascara, they wanted 20 million euros, but I converted it to pounds, and I just included that as a full package. I think we're trying to negotiate this number, but I just put the higher number, as a factor of safety there. And Gyökeres, we all know, we've been trying to haggle them down. The total fee for Gyökeres isn't the actual thing that we've been haggling for. It's actually the fixed versus bonuses that we've been trying to. That's where that 5 million is kind of sitting. It's not the total fee. It's that fixed versus like the bonuses. That's what we're haggling. So the total fee is actually going to be like 69 million pounds. And Eze, we know that release clause is 65 million pounds, but we are trying to negotiate a bit lower. But just putting in worst case scenario, the things that we've already done, and just if we matched exactly what everyone wanted for all the deals that we're working on right now. And I put Eze in this as well because we've been told by multiple sources on multiple different occasions that the Eze deal is indeed separate from the Madueke deal, and I 100% actually believe that. So if we put it in here, we got to what, 224 million pounds, which is, it's a lot of money, you know. And this is the problem. This is the problem I'm having here, yeah, because when we put in Madueke, we get to 274 million pounds, which is underneath that 300 million, which is probably, has some of the Arsenal directors frothing at the mouth because they get to do everything beneath that budget, and they get to hit all their correct targets. They got the winger, they got the striker, they got the holes that they wanted to fill, but it's just that their pick, Madueke, just isn't good enough. And we know this. And I also put in as well what the total fee would be if we were to substitute Madueke with Rodrigo, an actual out and out left winger that, is actually, fantastic at their job, that would completely transform the team and make us favorites to win the league. You know, that's actually slightly over. So we're getting at 301, 302 million pounds, which is not something that they want to go to, I think. And I think this is the reason why we've been choosing Madueke before we've been doing Rodrigo as well. Now, I put this in here for the delusional people who are delusional, who think that we're going to get both. We're not going to get both because our total spend would be £351 million. Like, this doesn't happen without a significant sale, and we're gonna have to sell at least 51, 52 million pounds. I think this number probably have to be closer to 60, because I don't think they like being this close to this target, to this 300 million. And this is a lot of assumptions, and I'm assuming the 300 million pound budget, because once you take into account all the targets that we're looking after, and they're right underneath this number, it just feels like this number here just looks like it's perfect for them. And I think it's just the wrong decision to make. And I think we should be going for broke. I think we should abandon this for Rodrigo. I think we should just go in for him. I think if it's a choice between going slightly over budget for Rodrigo, or going in all in for Madueke now, I think that's nonsensical. I think it doesn't make any sense at all, especially at this early stage in the window. No one is, you know, chomping at the bit to get Madueke. We're the only people in for him. We can wait. We can wait it out. But we're already putting in bids, We're already putting in bids for him. So this is probably going to get done. Like, so what does this mean? This means that we're not actually in for Rodrigo. We're not. And that's the big problem for me. Because when you've been promised things, and you've been told stardust, and you've been told market opportunities, and you've been given these buzzwords and these things over and over and over again, and when a true real market opportunity shows itself, and there's no clear favorites for anyone to sign him, you know when that happens, and we don't even take a punt, we don't try for him, I think it's embarrassing, and I'm actually quite disappointed, because I think if we just go for broke, and we get the player in, which is in a position that we've been desperately needing for years, if we just go and get the business done, we will be the strongest team in the league, and that's my honest opinion. I think if we do this, I think I give this a I think I give this a 6 out of 10. And the reason why I give it a 6 out of 10 is because of this. Because I think signing Madueke has a net negative effect. And why is signing Madueke a negative effect? He can come into the squad, he might work out or whatever. I think giving Chelsea £50 million is bad business. I think giving our rivals £50 million for someone that they clearly don't want, and the fact that they have fines to pay, they're probably running close to FFP. They're doing a madness. I think fueling their ambitions is minus a point. Minus a point. I don't rate Madueke. I think if he was somewhere else, and he wasn't helping, but we weren't helping Chelsea, I'd give the window a 7 out of 10 based on the quality. I think the fact that we're helping Chelsea makes it minus a point. 6 out of 10. And if we sign Rodrigo, that's a 10 out of 10 window. I'd say that's a 12 out of 10. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on the whole Madueke situation. Like, as I said before, please do not message the guy, leave him alone. It is what it is with him. The club, be mad at the club. The club's the one who decided that they wanted him. And if you want to like the video, please like it. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. And I will see you next time.